As one of the oldest civilizations of the East, China has a rich and extensive history and culture. Sinology is the study of Chinese scholarship, including the essence of Chinese history and culture. The learning of Sinology offers insights into modern living. The internationally renowned Venerable Master Qin Kong has said, "Traditional Chinese culture is long established and all-encompassing and includes the accumulated wisdom, concepts, methods, outcomes, and experiences of humanity's forefather over thousands of years, important for personal and professional development, family harmony, state governance, and global peace and harmony. This is an invaluable cultural treasure for all humanity." In 2016, the Academy of Sinology, University of Wales, Trinity St David was jointly established by the Qin Kong Multicultural Education Foundation and the University of Wales, Trinity St David. The Academy's mission is to promote Chinese traditional culture and cross-cultural dialogue. We offer postgraduate, undergraduate, and foundation programs and have been providing courses for 6 years to date. In memory of the Academy's first provost, Professor Clayton Cho, and to celebrate the bicentenary of higher education at WTSD, the Academy will hold the Sinology Art of Living seminars on 16th to 17th July 2022. The details are as follows. There are 3 sessions altogether. The first session will explore ideas on learning, etiquette, and friendship. Lecture 1. How to enjoy learning. Lessons from the Analects. The first line of the Analects states, "Learning and constant practice. Is it not enjoyable?" Many are engaged in different forms of learning through school and work, but may not necessarily find the process enjoyable. This presentation analyzes the learning, practice, and time element in Confucius' famous quote to glean lessons for learners today. Lecture 2. Shoes in the melon patch and hat under a plum tree. Everyday etiquette. Etiquette is often considered tedious and trivial. This talk argues that getting etiquette right today remains important, as early Chinese philosophers believed that these everyday civilities were concrete steps to human excellence. Practical examples in modern Chinese life will be explained. Lesson 3. You've got a friend in me. On friendship. The enduring question of what makes a friendship, what to look for in a friend, and how to be a good friend are explored. This lecture draws from ancient Chinese thinkers such as Confucius, Mencius, and Xunzi to challenge our modern notions of this timeless human bond. The second session covers topics of family and mental well-being and include reflections from Academy students about their life and studies. Lecture 4. There is no place like home. Family reverence. Family lies at the heart of Chinese culture. A proverb states, "Among the various forms of virtuous conduct, family reverence comes first." But how important is family reverence to contemporary society? This talk discusses recent research on family values and takes a fresh look at Confucius' thoughts on family. Lecture 5. Tools for mental health and well-being. Ancient Chinese philosophers recognized that often those who lead the happiest, most fulfilling lives are not necessarily those who achieve success measured by wealth, prestige, and power. Rather, they flourished by realizing their potential, bringing joy and meaning to their lives and others. This lecture will delve into the ancient texts as a toolbox for new perspectives, timely reminders, and timeless good sense. Lecture 6. Students sharing. How practical is the learning of traditional Chinese culture? In this lecture, students from the Academy of Sinology will share how learning traditional Chinese culture has impacted them. The first student will share how Chinese culture was integrated in her family education as she grew up, an example of how family reverence can create a harmonious atmosphere, and how it has benefited and shaped her. The second student will share the benefit gained from learning traditional Chinese culture in terms of personal well-being and interpersonal relationships, together with the method of learning. The third session will introduce the Academy's new bachelor's program, which will be taught in English. 1. Children's literature. Chinese elementary education was considered a foundational stage and microcosm of the rich educational tradition. Renowned scholars are the children's primers with sophisticated pedagogical strategies. This talk will explore the learning content and strategies employed by primers as a shortcut to learning Sinology today. 2. The 4 books of Confucian learning. These 4 texts were read by every literate Chinese for almost 600 years in Imperial China. The 4 books were the basis of cultural values and a common vocabulary throughout East Asia during this period. This lecture will discuss the significance of the 4 books and their learning method. 3. The essentials for bringing about order from assembled texts. The Essentials was commissioned by Emperor Taizong of Tang, China, in the 7th century, one of the most celebrated rulers in Chinese history. This talk explored how the Essentials sheds light on Taizong's political thought and practices, with the text itself drawing from key works in Chinese literature. 4. Chinese philosophy. Chinese philosophy mainly includes graphical study, phonology, lexicology, and grammar, and also the application of related knowledge in reading ancient classics. As such, we can understand ancient classics more effectively. We hope that the study of Chinese philology helps to improve our interest and discover the fun of learning the Chinese language and characters. 5. Economic principles and traditional Chinese philosophy. The human aspects of economic development have received limited attention in conventional economic education. This module aims to reveal the essence of economic principles from the lens of traditional Chinese philosophy. The students will also learn about the key factors in economic management and their relations with human nature, and consider modern affairs using Chinese philosophy and deliberate solutions.